You're watching Fox 22, Bangor. From the Great North Woods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, a new trial phase has begun to find a potential solution for controlling an invasive species. Plus, officials sending out a serious warning for pet owners as a toxic blue-green algae is roaming. And a new influx of federal money aims to bolster maternity care in Maine's rural hospitals. There's some more local news right now. Good morning and welcome into Good Morning Maine. I'm Joe Cortez. Thanks for joining us this morning. It is Tuesday, August 30th. Labor Day is less than a week away and September begins this Thursday. Those summer temps seem to be dwindling away. We'll see them in the high 80s today, a little bit humid, but it just so happens to be National Beach Day. Let's get a first check of our forecast. Conrad Sapinski joins us now.
Thank you so much, Joe. And our first weather today is brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. Crosby Sports Shop with a large supply of ammo in stock, custom Damascus knives, fishing supplies of all kinds, concealed weapons classes, and a full line of Dragonfly UV tackle, plus the latest in ultraviolet tackle. Call today. So lots of nice and clear weather, just a few passing clouds. Most of the precipitation is non-existent right now in the state, but more is on the way, especially Tuesday night into Wednesday. And then most of the day on Wednesday, expect some showers and even a couple of thunderstorms. Some may be on the stronger end, so keep an eye on those as they continue to push east. And then finally, we start to clear up the next day by Thursday. So definitely expect a little bit of showers down the road, but same thing with fog. We do have a bit of fog in the region. 5-mile visibility in Bar Harbor, a little bit greater in Bangor, coming in with a 8-mile visibility, a lot less in Waterville, and same thing in Augusta. It's a lot more foggy there, so if you are driving, take extra precautions, drive a little bit slower, and just make sure you're keeping your distance. But later on, temperatures are going to rise, the sunshine is going to come out, and all that fog is going to dissipate as we really warm up. It's going to get hot. Temperatures are going to be in the mid-80s under mostly sunny skies. There will be a bit of a breeze out of the south at 10 to 25 miles per hour. But later on today, we're going to continue to see lots of sunshine. The fog is going to disappear, but conditions are going to be breezy. Joe?
Thank you, Conrad. First up this morning, authorities responded to a fatal car crash in Carmel overnight. According to the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office, on Monday just after 9 o'clock, the Sheriff's Office was dispatched to a serious traffic crash on Route 69 in Carmel. Sheriff's deputies and investigators responded to Route 69 in the 800 block area where the crash took place. A lone sedan was traveling southeast at what appeared to be a high rate of speed. The sedan lost control, crossing the center line before leaving the roadway, striking several trees. The male driver and male passenger were both found to be deceased when first responders arrived. No names will be released until proper notification can be made. The Sheriff's Office continues to investigate the crash. And the family of Graham Locker, who went missing in June, is now offering a reward for information leading to a safe reunion. Madeline Gernhardt has more.
Graham Locker's family is now offering a $500 reward for information leading to his reunion with them. Locker fled the Dorothea Dix Psychiatric Center in Bangor on June 6th and has not been seen since. His family members say that he suffers from schizophrenia and is afraid of people. In a press release from Locker's family, his mother, Tammy Locker Scully, expressed that there is no official active investigation or search for her son at this time.
Enormous frustration has led us to the point of offering a reward. We've looked tirelessly for him ourselves and done everything that we could possibly think of to raise public awareness and try to find him. And at this point, we're just desperate.
With the Bangor Police Department having stepped back from the investigation, Scully has been left with only the help of the public in the search for her son.
The time to find Graham was during the first 72 hours of his disappearance. And the local authorities did not conduct an immediate and thorough search during those 72 hours. They did a cursory search at the beginning that yielded nothing. And then they basically did nothing for another 5 or 6 days.
Locker is 5'11" and approximately 200 pounds. He has long brown hair, a beard, blue eyes, and prescription eyeglasses with black frames. Police have said if you see Locker, you should not pursue him. Instead, a short video or photograph should be taken to assist in his identification.
Right now, we believe someone has seen him. They either are misguided in thinking they're helping him, or they don't realize that he's at risk and missing. So the most vital thing that ordinary people like us can do is to raise awareness.
We reached out to the Bangor Police Department for comment. They had no new information to report. In order to help in the search, Scully encourages anyone to visit the Facebook page Missing Graham Locker and to spread the information available on their page. Anyone with information about his whereabouts is encouraged to message the Facebook page Missing Graham Locker or to contact the Bangor Police Department at 207-947-7384.
Last year, the state of Maine introduced a program which made school breakfast free to all students regardless of family income. Now, the Full Plates, Full Potential program is encouraging families to fill out their school meal benefit forms to ensure the free meal service can continue. The school meal benefit form is used to determine the amount of funding a district receives in a year, which also contributes to whether or not students will receive free meals after school and during the summer. Some families will also be able to receive extra grocery benefits through the pandemic EBT program. Executive Director Justin Strasburger says it's important for all parents to fill out the form, even if some don't see the need to do so.
So for us to accurately count the number of students who would qualify for free or reduced, even though it doesn't matter in terms of that point of service, it matters in terms of how we build the federal government. And so we want that money, as much money coming back from the federal government so that the state is on the hook for as little as possible. And that, we believe, will help ensure the long-term success of this program.
These forms are free to fill out, and the income data is only reported to the school district. Families can access a universal link to the online application at feedkids.me. And for more information, you can visit fullplates.org. Maine's birth rate has been declining for decades. Because of that, some hospitals are cutting labor and delivery services, creating a hardship for many expectant mothers. But as Brad Rogers shows us, a new influx of federal money aims to bolster maternity care in Maine's rural hospitals.
Doctors are expected to make 4 deliveries today in the maternity ward at Stevens Memorial Hospital. They and other rural hospitals also got a special delivery today, a $1 million federal grant for each of the next 4 years. Money that will bolster obstetric and labor and delivery care in rural Maine communities.
It is just unacceptable that we don't have the comprehensive network of access to maternal health care services that we need in all communities across the country. And you feel that acutely in rural communities.
The challenges this and other rural maternity wards face include staffing shortages, families with no means to pay, and declining birth rates. Not only that, several hospitals no longer deliver newborns, including St. Mary's Regional Medical Center in Lewiston, as of a month ago.
1/3 of Maine's rural hospitals have closed to labor and delivery.
The head of Maine Health's OBGYN department says right now expectant mothers in rural Maine are twice as likely to have complications with their pregnancy and twice as likely to deliver prematurely.
And so there is a huge impact to that mother. You drive further for care, you maybe don't make it to all of the appointments that you need to make it to. You're much more likely to not deliver your baby in a hospital because you can't make it to the hospital on time.
117 miles. You pass by 2 hospitals, but neither one of them do labor and delivery.
Without those hospitals, some expectant mothers have to drive a half hour to more than an hour to get to a hospital with a maternity ward. This federal funding is to make sure the situation doesn't get worse in Maine.
We don't want any further hospitals to close labor and delivery.
The new federal money will be used to establish a statewide labor and delivery telehealth network to assist all rural hospitals in Maine with labor and delivery virtually. The money will also be used to bolster prenatal care for expectant mothers with special health concerns like diabetes and high blood pressure.
Governor Mills recognized healthcare workers at the Millinocket Regional Healthcare Center on Monday. Governor Mills met with the hospital CEO to talk about how the state can support healthcare staff and strengthen recruitment and retention efforts. Now, she also thanked the healthcare workers for all their efforts over the last couple of years.
Really surpassed expectations and made their mark during the COVID pandemic, getting people vaccinated. They had the highest vaccination rate of any hospital. So we're very proud of that and their cooperation to keep people safe, keep people alive.
The governor also met with local business leaders to talk about efforts to rejuvenate the region and to see projects that are already underway before touring the Katahdin Higher Education Center. It's 10 minutes past the top of the hour. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, we'll hear from officials about a toxic blue-green algae pet owners need to be on the lookout for. But first, here's a quick look at your forecast. A high of 86 today, hot, sunny with a little bit of breeze. Should cool things off just a bit. Tonight, we drop down below 70 to a low of 67. Scattered showers will move in the area. More rain and thunderstorms are expected for Wednesday with temperatures in the high 70s.
I earned my retirement. I worked over 40 years for it. But Bruce Poliquin doesn't get it. He's a Wall Street banker and congressman who took all that money from the drug and insurance industries, then voted for devastating cuts to Medicare and risking Social Security. Poliquin even supported raising the retirement age. Bruce Poliquin is all about corporations and multimillionaires like himself, not us. House Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Trilogy for COPD.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a
COPD may have gotten you here, but you decide what's next. Start a new day with Trilogy. No once-daily COPD medicine has the power to treat COPD in as many ways as Trilogy. With 3 medicines in 1 inhaler, Trilogy helps people breathe easier and improves lung function. It also helps prevent future flare-ups. Trilogy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trilogy more than prescribed. Trilogy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur. Take a stand and start a new day with Trilogy. Ask your doctor about once daily Trilogy and save at Trilogy.com.
Wednesday, September 21st.
Lego Masters is back. This time, I've got a few new bricks up my sleeve. So that worked.
12 new teams compete in a blockbusting brick blasting.
Boom boom time.
Epic new season.
Hanging out with celebrities.
Hi.
Hi. Dinosaurs are living among us.
Lego Masters premieres September 21st on Fox.
Welcome back. I'm Joe Cortez. A serious warning for pet owners, as officials say a toxic blue-green algae may have formed at the Twin Brook Recreational Facility in Cumberland. This algae is very dangerous to dogs. Megan Wilkes spoke to a resident whose dogs were recently exposed.
Elena Girardin was walking her 2 dogs, Stella and Luna, here at the Twin Brook Recreation Area just over a week ago. That very next night, they started showing symptoms of blue-green algae exposure.
She was walking kind of stiff. My other dog, Stella, tried to jump on the bed and yelped in pain. They just became almost walking zombies. They just weren't with it.
Girardin brought both dogs to the vet.
They didn't know what it was at first. It was either lepto or some sort of toxin, since both had it.
After going back home, Luna started to have seizures.
We decided to bring her in to have her euthanized. And our vet Thursday called and asked if they could take some samples from her to help find answers.
The results showed blue-green algae exposure, something the town's director of communications says is unusual.
This blue-green algae is dangerous, but it is also usually thriving in really warm, sunny conditions, and obviously this summer has been a little different than what we're usually experiencing here in Maine.
Girardin's other dog, Stella, also had to be put down a few days later.
I don't want anyone to have to go through this. It was not a pleasant way for them to go. They were suffering, And it was awful to watch and to have to make that decision of like when to put down, when not to put down. Could we do any more?
The town contacted the Maine Department of Environmental Protection about the possible bloom. The algae is not always easy to spot, and for now, the town is urging people and dogs to avoid all bodies of water in town.
Typically, it looks like that you can kind of see it as almost a slimy looking substance on the top of the water. However, as you can tell, a lot of the water is low and kind of murky as it is.
Miller says the Maine Department of Environmental Protection is scheduled to start testing for algae blooms in all bodies of water in Cumberland on Wednesday. They're expected to get the results by Friday.
Low fuel supplies in the U.S. Northeast are raising concerns that an extreme weather event could cause supply disruptions. The Department of Energy says diesel fuel and heating oil are more than 60% below the 5-year average in New England. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm is convening a meeting of regional governors after Labor Day to discuss the situation. She is also urging governors to take whatever steps they can to shore up supplies. An industry representative says the situation should improve in September and October. Now, the Mills administration released a statement saying that they've co-signed with other New England governors engaging in the U.S. Department of Energy about the outlook of the winter heating season. They've had specific requests for supply chains around the region, and they look forward to the DOE's upcoming convening of the states. You can read that entire quote and you can read that entire statement on our website, foxbangor.com. And the time is now 8:16. Coming up after the break, a UMaine assistant professor and his team have been testing how to combat the problem of an invasive fly. Details ahead. Plus, the United States Department of Agriculture wants to help farmers transition to organic production. We'll be back in 90 seconds.
My heart is breaking for our seniors in Maine. Joe Biden and the Democrats have made everything that we need to live more expensive. They are driving up inflation, driving up the cost of heating oil and gasoline, and keeping our border open with Mexico. We know how to fix these problems, but we need to make a change. Governor LePage needs a partner in Washington with common sense. I want to bring common sense, Maine common sense, back to Congress. I love the people of Maine. I love our state, and I want to help.
I'm Bruce Poliquin, and I approve this message.
You got 100 points.
Have you been moisturizing?
Just sunscreen.
That's 50 points.
With AARP Rewards, anyone can earn points. Who's got 200 points?
You've got 200 points.
It's the free loyalty program that rewards you. They're ready for you.
That's 300 points.
And helps your money, health, and happiness live longer.
Are these ties? 200 points.
Start earning and redeeming points today.
Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover-Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Browse our inventory online or in person. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, we can put you in the vehicle that is right for you. Sales, service, and parts. Rowell's Garage, doing business the right way every day.
There's a new push to bring more organic food choices to supermarkets in the U.S. The United States Department of Agriculture wants to help farmers transition to organic production. The USDA says it will invest up to $300 million in new organic transition initiative. The agency hopes this will help build better markets and bring in more income for farmers and producers. It has a 3-step plan to achieve this. First, education, mentoring, and advice will be available to farmers. Second, the initiative will offer direct farmer assistance, both financially and technically. And third, it will build partnerships and help improve organic supply chains. A potential solution for controlling an invasive species of fly that has been harming Maine's wild blueberries is now in the trial phase at the University of Maine. Matthew Dronzik has the details.
University of Maine's Assistant Professor of Agriculture Entomology, Philip Fanning, and his group have been in the labs at Deering Hall, testing out how to combat the problem of spotted-winged Drosophila on the loss of wild blueberry crops. Rather than looking to science, they look to nature.
We're currently releasing a small little parasitic wasp. They're pretty small, they're smaller than a grain of rice, but what they do is they oviposit into the spotted-winged Drosophila larvae, thus cancelling it from becoming an adult or stopping it from becoming an adult.
These creatures, known as samba wasps, are not only being used to fix this problem, but also as an alternative solution to protecting the environment. According to Fanning's research, without stopping spotted-winged Drosophila, these flies can destroy up to 80% of crops, causing more than $1.275 billion nationwide. Even though the group is in the beginning stages of testing, they've had to quickly figure out solutions to the early problems they have encountered.
We haven't had a lot of time to develop rearing approaches. So once we got the species here in the University of Maine, we've really put a lot of our time and effort into figuring out how to just rear it in good numbers so we could release them here in Maine at wild blueberry sites.
Fanning says he is positive that his team's research will help fix the prolonged situation.
Our hope would be that this insect will establish here in Maine and it will naturalize and it'll, be a check on spotted-winged Drosophila's populations annually, thus reducing their impacts.
Reporting from Orono, Matthew Juronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22.
The time is now 8:21. Let's get a full look at that beautiful forecast. Meteorologist Conrad Sapinski joins us now with the latest. Good morning, Conrad, and happy Tuesday.
Thank you so much, Joe. And our main weather today is brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. Has a large variety of ammo and stock, custom Damascus knives, fishing supplies of all kinds, concealed weapons classes, and a full line of Dragonfly UV tackle, plus the latest in ultraviolet tackle. Call today. So lots of nice and clear weather to start our Tuesday. It is middle of the week. Lots of nice weather in the region. That's not going to last long as there is a lot of showers now in Canada. Most of that's going to continue pushing away of our region. But taking a look just south, closer to Ohio, Pennsylvania, those showers are going to continue to push north, and they're finally going to make it into the region by Tuesday night, and then into Wednesday. Expect some showers and even some thunderstorms throughout the day on Wednesday. Some storms may be on the stronger, and so we'll have to keep an eye on some of those storms throughout the day on Wednesday. But overall, we're going to be in the clear by Thursday. Finally, sunshine will be returning. First, we need to deal with those higher dew points. That means it's sticky, it's feeling pretty muggy outside, just standing out there for today. Same thing for tomorrow, but then by Thursday into Friday and right in time, perfect timing for the weekend. Dew points are going to be on the lower end, so it's going to feel a lot more comfortable. It's going to feel really nice to just stay outside and enjoy the sunshine. Winds are a bit on the breezy end, a couple locations coming in, some stronger wind gusts closer to the coast as Rockland is coming in with a 9-mile-per-hour breeze. Waterville is coming in with a little bit lighter winds at 8 miles per hour. Same thing here in Bangor. So it isn't too breezy yet, but later on today it will. Those waves are also on the higher end, so be careful. They'll continue to rise. They'll continue to get higher and higher as those wind speeds start to increase. So if you're out and about enjoying the waters, be careful. Take extra precautions on that. Same thing with the fog. Any morning commutes, driving, take extra precautions. Leave extra early because there is a good amount of fog all across the region. But then temperatures are going to rise. The last several weeks, I'd say temperatures were above average. Then we were closer to average, but temperatures are really going to rise out there. Today, we're going to have really hot temperatures in the mid-80s under a mostly sunny skies with those breezy winds like I mentioned, and our extended outlook does show rain back by Wednesday. Same thing, a couple of thunderstorms mixed with that throughout the day. Then we finally clear up by Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Timberland Herbal Connections, your locally owned dispensary. Timberland Herbal Connections is located across the street from the Waterfront Pavilion right off Main Street. Don't want to leave home? Timberland Herbal Connections is now offering delivery in the greater Bangor area.
The Penobscot Poorhouse, Bangor's favorite neighborhood pub, is your place to catch all your sports and live music. Don't miss a second of the action on our 24 TVs and big screen. Enjoy live music every Friday and Saturday nights, karaoke on Wednesdays, and trivia on Thursdays. Concert season is in full swing. Relax in one of our 2 outdoor seating areas, including our new beer garden. The Penobscot Poorhouse is the place to be before and after the show. The Penobscot Poorhouse, Bangor's #1 sports and entertainment location, 14 Larkin Street off Main Street in Bangor.
It's one fantastic ride. The turbocharged, tech-inspired Kia Forte.
Best 2 out of 3?
Get 3.49% APR for up to 48 months in the purchase of a new 2023 Forte.
Mom and Dad, you must be so proud.
We're proud of all of our children.
She has to say that.
Oh, you can't run away from me forever.
Just a heads up, this is my good side.
Yeah.
Bazinga, bazinga, bazinga.
Ah! Are you trying to kill me?
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
Timberland Herbal Connections, your locally owned dispensary. Timberland Herbal Connections is located across the street from the Waterfront Pavilion right off Main Street. Don't want to leave home? Timberland Herbal Connections is now offering delivery in the greater Bangor area.
Turning now to the war in Ukraine and fears of nuclear fallout as Ukraine mounts a counter-offensive to win back Russian-occupied regions. A United Nations team of inspectors are setting out on a critical mission. They've arrived to Ukraine to tour the Russian-seized Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, the largest in Europe. Here in the U.S., the White House is calling for a controlled shutdown to reduce the risk of a radioactive emergency. ABC's Justin Finch is following the story from Washington.
New Maxar satellite images showing a bird's-eye view of some of the damage at the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. Now under Russian control, the site has been a flashpoint of fighting between Ukrainian and Russian forces, both blaming each other. The Pentagon asserting most of the shelling is coming from Russians. Watching from Washington, the White House is calling for a preemptive powering down of the site's nuclear reactors and for demilitarizing the area, calling that the safest and less risky option. That call coming as inspectors from the International Atomic Energy Agency prepare to assess the situation at Zaporizhzhia, Europe's largest nuclear power plant. A Ukrainian doctor telling ABC's Brett Clinton fears of another nuclear disaster are growing.
We worked with some people who were exposed after the Chernobyl. They still have tremendous health problems. It's of course frightening.
Ukraine's President Zelensky announcing a Russian counteroffensive in the south, saying Ukraine is returning its own, listing regions by name: Kharkiv, Luhansk, Donetsk, Zaporizhzhia, Kherson, and Crimea. And to the Russians, the occupiers should know we will oust them to the border. As Ukraine fights for control of its country, Russian airstrikes continue, and new reports that President Putin is trying to ramp up the Russian military, aiming to add as many as 137,000 troops, eliminating the age limit to serve and even recruiting prisoners. Pentagon officials say Putin's effort is unlikely to succeed, noting Russia has lost between 60 and 80,000 soldiers in its war against Ukraine.
Don't go anywhere. Coming up after the break, a large viewing party gathered at the Challenger Learning Center of Maine to watch the planned moon launch, but another day at hand was delayed. Now, details ahead. Plus, the 101st Air Refueling Wing in Bangor is starting a new initiative to address food insecurity within their military families. This and more local news as Good Morning Maine continues.
Last year, I cracked Biden's aggressive spending agenda. Now, I'm delivering on common sense reforms that are good for America, like lowering prescription drug prices for thousands of Maine seniors, preventing healthcare costs from spiking on working families, and opening up oil and gas production to lower fuel costs, while reducing the deficit by hundreds of billions of dollars. I'm Jared Golden, and I approve this message because Maine common sense is back on the table in Washington.
With a new Toyota, you can practically make summer stand still. From making a splash in a Highlander to fitting in more fun in a Camry or tackling a trailhead in a RAV4 hybrid. Who's a good boy? Enjoy the last of summer in an exciting new Toyota during Toyota's national sales event.
Come and get an electrified Camry LE hybrid with 52 mpg and up to a 686-mile driving range. Plus, get affordable 1.9% financing on most Camry models.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Happy Tuesday, Maine. It's August 30th of 2022. Business magnate Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest men in the world, turns 92 years old today. Actress Cameron Diaz is 50, and today is National Beach Day. And the weather sure seems like it. It's going to be a beautiful day, temperatures in the high 80s. Let's turn it right over to Conrad Sapinski with another check of your forecast.
Thank you so much, Joe. And our first weather today is brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. Crosby Sports Shop with a large supply of ammo in stock, custom Damascus knives, fishing supplies of all kinds, concealed weapons classes, and a full line of Dragonfly UV tackle, plus the latest in ultraviolet tackle. Call today. So lots of nice and clear weather, just a few passing clouds. Most of the precipitation is non-existent right now in the state, but more is on the way, especially Tuesday night into Wednesday. And then most of the day on Wednesday, expect some showers and even a couple of thunderstorms. Some may be on the stronger end, so keep an eye on those as they continue to push east. And then finally, we start to clear up the next day by Thursday. So definitely expect a little bit of showers down the road, but same thing with fog. We do have a bit of fog in the region. 5-mile visibility in Bar Harbor, a little bit greater in Bangor, coming in with a 8-mile visibility, a lot less in Waterville, and same thing in Augusta. It's a lot more foggy there. So if you are driving, take extra precautions, drive a little bit slower, and just make sure you're keeping your distance. But later on, temperatures are going to rise, the sunshine is going to come out, and all that fog is going to dissipate as we really warm up. It's going to get hot. Temperatures are going to be in the mid-80s under mostly sunny skies. There will be a bit of a breeze out of the south at 10 to 25 miles per hour. But later on today, we're going to continue to see lots of sunshine. The fog is going to disappear, but conditions are going to be breezy. Joe?
The 101st Air Refueling Wing in Bangor is starting a new initiative to address food insecurity within their military families. Take a look.
According to the University of Maine, the state ranks 9th for food insecurity, and 1 in 5 children are experiencing an inadequate amount of food.
We first realized this when some stories came out on the national level during this past winter, and our mental health team has had airmen come to them and express this same issue. So leadership decided we were going to take a direct response to it, and we decided to set up our own food pantry here on base.
The USDA reports food at home spending increased from $888 billion in 2020 to $955 billion in 2021.
Depending on how much you're making, that's the difference between eating and not eating. So this will make a difference for some people.
The 101st Air Refueling Wing has just opened up a food pantry, Meals for Maniacs, which will help combat food insecurity for all families in their branch. Lieutenant Colonel Jolene Brown says the Maniacs are proud they have a deep family heritage.
We're certainly capable to grow, but initially we're just eager to get the word out and let the rest of the Maniac family know, Army side and air, that we're open and we're eager to help.
With record inflation, prices for necessities are only making the problem worse. But they say having a unique bond can make all the difference when you work together to help a brother or sister in need.
It really pulls the heartstrings when I see all the support, everyone coming together. And it's just, I was a veteran, and You know, in the military, a family is a big thing. We're there for one another. It's good to see that kind of support.
If you're looking to donate or pick up, you can contact the Military Family and Readiness Office.
The Artemis 1 rocket, which was scheduled to shoot for the moon yesterday, hit a few speed bumps. But a large viewing party gathered at the Challenger Learning Center of Maine to watch the planned moon launch at the Kennedy Space Station in Florida. NASA scrubbed the unmanned rocket launch shortly after 9 a.m. due to engine issues. However, that didn't damper the excitement Mainers shared over the possibility of visiting the moon again, or the small part a Caribou native had in this historic event.
So Jessica Meir is part of the Artemis crew. So hopefully in the upcoming Artemis launches, today's launch will clear it for a crewed launch back to the moon, and she might be one of the astronauts.
I look forward to seeing it shoot upward. You don't get many chances to see things actually go into space or like that.
The last time we landed on the moon was back in 1972. NASA says the next available opportunity for Artemis 1 to blast off will be this Friday. A Fairfield motorist ran into a string of bad luck recently when she encountered not one but two flat tires on her way to work. Fortunately, she broke down in the right place at the right time. And as Jody Hersey shares, it was a location where she found an unlikely army of automotive angels.
It's the gun community. You know, it's the community we have here. They're, they're the hunters, they're the providers, they're the protectors. I wouldn't expect anything less from our customers or our staff. So when someone's in need, we're there to help, there to chip in.
A young female driver's commute to work was delayed earlier this month when one of her front tires went flat outside of A&G Shooting in Fairfield. It's a gun shop owned by Adam Hensby.
She was more concerned with getting to work than she was about her car. And you can see when somebody picks up their phone and they don't have any way to call, so we could sense that, this was going to be a bigger burden than what it should have been.
A&G employee Roger Bucher was one of the first to come to her aid.
I asked her about the spare, and she, like I said, she was down on her luck a little bit trying to go to work, and the spare was also flat.
One of the gun shop's customers gave the unnamed motorists a ride to work, while the employees of A&G Shooting began working on another plan to get the driver's vehicle rolling again. Hensby brought the tires to Tire Warehouse in Waterville, where he soon discovered that they were too damaged to be repaired. So the A&G employees used their own personal money to buy 2 new tires for this complete stranger at a generously discounted rate thanks to Tire Warehouse. Hensby later documented the sequence of events in a Facebook post which went viral.
It's definitely gotten, over 300,000 views now, so good on Tire Warehouse for helping us out.
Sharing one good deed can lead to another. In Fairfield, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
And still to come here this morning, 140 people were hitting the links at the 12th annual Heroes Hope and Healing McDonald's Golf Classic. Dave Peck and Tyler Cruz will join us for sports. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Interest rates are on the rise and making waves in the real estate market. Buying or selling? You need a navigator. I'm Holly Taylor. Come to the one who gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
Mom? Sometimes older parents need extra care.
Let me help with that, Mom. I better get this ambulance. Oh, no. Let me help with that. Let me help with that, Mom.
Let's give Mom some help. Find care for your mom and dad at care.com.
When the Katahdin General Store wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Come to the KG for fishing, hunting, and camping supplies, souvenirs, unique gifts, apparel like Lazy One, fresh sandwiches and baked goods, the beer cave, liquor, and a variety of takeout items.
Dine on the deck with a delicious view at the Lucerne Inn and Ryan's Pub, now open. Experience outdoor dining at its finest 7 days a week with award-winning dishes from their executive chef, Arturo Montes. Dining on the deck at Ryan's Pub is an unforgettable culinary experience you'll want to share with your family, friends, business partners, or that special someone. Your next visit to the Lucerne Inn will feel like the first all over again.
Come to the Maine Wiener Fest, September 11th at the Steamboat Landing Park on the Belfast waterfront. There's something for everyone, including a canine costume contest, a grand parade, a Duxie Derby, and more. Join these local businesses for the celebration. Goose River Farm on Belmont Avenue in Belfast. GRF Real Estate Company on Belmont Avenue in Belfast. And Riptide Smoke Shop, voted Waldo County's Business of the Year 2017 and 2019 through 2022.
Homes are selling in a single day. The real work happens well before. I'm Holly Taylor, and I have the expertise to guide you through your home improvements. Come to the one who gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
My husband took my son. He could take him anywhere. I'm not gonna let anything happen to him.
The Cleaning Lady season premiere, Monday, September 19th on Fox.
Good morning, everyone. Well, Cooper and Ace Flag have officially arrived at Montverde Academy in Florida. That's where they'll compete against the best high schoolers in the country. And on Monday, Cooper moved one step closer to the very top of that list. ESPN came out with its updated rankings for the class of 2025 prospects, and Flag now sits at second behind Cameron Boozer, son of former NBA star Carlos Boozer. Now, Flag was originally ranked third back in March, but he's only gained more national attention since then, winning gold with Team USA and turning heads throughout this summer's EYBL circuit. We forget about that dunk. You didn't have to see that. I forget about it. Quick, Mary, move on. Very impressive stuff from Cooper Flag. And again, we will keep you posted as potentially that ranking continues to climb. Only one more place to go, though. For now, we will go to the golf course. On Monday, the Bangor Muni hosted the 12th annual Heroes, Hope, and Healing Golf Tournament benefiting pediatric cancer patients around the state. Tyler Cruz has more.
Monday was a beautiful day for golf, and here at the Bangor Muni, that is what 140 people were up to at the 12th annual Heroes, Hope, and Healing McDonald's Golf Classic.
To see all the folks that are here, we're sold out. We've got a lot of people out here today, and they're all here for the same reason. They just want to help people.
We love coming out here, and of course it's a great day to get out of the office and enjoy the state of Maine.
Each year, the golf tournament raises money for pediatric cancer. Specifically, Camp Hope, a summer camp opportunity for children and their families, as well as the McDonald's Playroom and Parent Room at the Northern Light Pediatric Cancer Care Center in Brewer.
So we're all here for a great cause. We're all here to raise money and make sure that those patients are most vulnerable, smallest patients can get great care close to home.
Sponsors from around the Bangor community are also stepping up each year. And so far, the event has raised over $600,000 in the past dozen years.
We're really very honored to be part of this organization and part of the event. And I think the bank does a wonderful job of supporting its local communities and proper charitable causes. And it doesn't get much better of a charitable cause than this one.
It feels great to spread awareness. It feels great that we can have this opportunity. Northern Light can have this opportunity to have a golf tournament, fund, raise this money.
Just like previous summers, the event filled up quickly. Their goal, eventually, is to break the $1 million mark.
The $1 million is something I've mentioned for a few years now as a personal goal. You know, I'll feel good real good when we get there. That's what it's all about.
For Northern Lights, all the sponsors, and everyone else involved, seeing this event at capacity year after year really means the world.
It's very moving, and it's very inspiring to know that we have so many people in the community that really just want to give back, and this is a great way for them to do that.
Reporting from Bangor, I'm Tyler Cruz, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
Ooh, good one, Alicia. All right, thank you, Tyler. So golfing for a great cause is even better on a fantastic day to do it, no less. And it was a pretty good weekend, too. On Sunday night, drivers from New England and beyond flocked to Oxford for the 49th running of the Oxford 250. And there was no shortage of action on the racetrack. Curtis Geary, who won the race back in 2017, had the pole to start things out, but it was Gorham's Joey Pastore who quickly jumped in front. Now, there were a number of cautions throughout the race that kept things interesting all the way, pretty much till the very end. Under 10 laps to go, 2020 winner Johnny Clark had the lead at lap 180, but with just 8 laps to go, he would get bumped by Cole Butcher, who'd hang on to capture the win, the first Canadian in 27 years to take home the checkered flag.
Me and Johnny have a lot of respect for each other, so hopefully we get over this and we can do it again soon.
How does it feel to win the Oxford 250?
Oh, it feels great. I'm not really good with my emotions, like I said, so, I'm sure it'll feel different come tomorrow.
So the big one next year, congratulations to Cole, but the big one, number 50 for the Oxford 250 is set for 2023. Now we'll close things out with the Patriots. There's been a lot of talk about what this Pats team is, and now that training camp is drawing to a close, what exactly can we take away from what we've seen so far? If the offense's performance versus Vegas was representative of what we can expect for the season, it may be a very rough start to the schedule. The Patriots' first team struggled for the majority of their reps, ending with 2 3-and-outs, an interception, and a field goal, so that's maybe something. I don't know. Offensive struggles have been a theme for most of this year's training camp, specifically with the O-line. But how much can we really take away from just training camp and a handful of preseason games?
What it looks like on paper and what it is in preseason and what it is in the regular season, I don't think they're all the same. People really start attacking you, you start attacking other people, you get a much better feel for what your problems are, maybe what your strengths are, how good they actually are.
And I think that's a fair point to say, but definitely reason to be concerned. But still, football is football, and the Patriots will open things up versus Miami in just a couple of weeks. Alrighty, that's sports. We'll be right back after the break.
I earned my retirement. I worked over 40 years for it. But Bruce Poliquin doesn't get it. He's a Wall Street banker and congressman who took all that money from the drug and insurance industries, then voted for devastating cuts to Medicare and risking Social Security. Poliquin even supported raising the retirement age. Bruce Poliquin is all about corporations and multimillionaires like himself, not us. House Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
At Bouchard Cleaning, rebuilding and restoring means more than just another job. To us, it's about bringing back cherished memories, restoring unforgettable moments in time, and giving hope when all was thought to be lost. For over 35 years, our mission has remained the same. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration.
People today, they could spend half their lives over 50.
I get used to this.
So that's good. Make sure your happiness lives as long as you do. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP. Join today.
Remember those summers that were just so perfectly summer?
Brian, come on!
The people, the places, those moments are still out there.
I'm Brian.
Waiting to be found.
Ready, Brian?
Summer won't last forever, so make the most of it during Toyota's National Sales Event.
Save with 1.9% APR financing on most rugged four-wheel drive Tacoma models. Plus, get 2 years no-cost maintenance and Toyota Safety Sense technology.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home, chances are you have a lot of questions. Norm Prouty has answers. Learn some tips and tricks and explore some beautiful new homes on the market. The Norm Prouty and Donnell Baker Real Estate Show, Sunday mornings at 8:30 on Fox 22.
A marijuana dispensary in Arizona teams up with a nonprofit to help pair veterans with service dogs. Fox's Anita Roman has more.
Meet David Campbell and his service dog, Caleb.
I served in the first Gulf War Army combat engineer. I was inside Iraq 3 days before the war started, marking the lane so the military can come through and fight safely. I was blown up and killed a couple days later. I have no memory of any of it. Came back with a lot of PTSD, a lot of distrust and anger, and couldn't do anything but go to work.
Campbell tried various medical treatments, finally found relief in 2008 when he was placed with his service dog, thanks to the nonprofit Soldier's Best Friend.
I could now leave my house. I never used to leave my house or talk to people. And now we work all over the state with veterans and law enforcement.
Soldier's Best Friends, we provide combat veterans that are suffering from PTSD and TBI service dogs at no charge. Our veterans go through the program with their dogs so they can build the relationship. We also rescue dogs from local shelters, so we really like to say we're saving lives. two lives at once.
The organization started in 2011. To date, it has graduated 342 veteran dog teams and saved over 200 dogs from local and county shelters. It costs about $7,500 to support that one veteran dog team. That's where Green Farms in Mesa comes in. Every month, the store chooses a new charity, places a bucket at each station, and all proceeds are donated. This month, that charity is Soldier's Best Friend.
Soldier's Best Friend kind of hit a little bit home for us. We're huge dog people. The owner is obsessed with dogs, and she loves giving back to the community, and I really loved the fact that they not only helped veterans, but also were servicing dogs from shelters, and as we know, those get really overpopulated.
It's non-medication, which is what we want. We're sick of the pills, and this is another way of finding peace and happiness. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this dog. And everybody around me is very grateful for the dog. I am very grateful for the community that allows us to do this. Without him, I wouldn't be here, and I couldn't do the things that I do.
A Soldier's Best Friend serves veterans like Campbell in Phoenix, Tucson, Prescott, Sierra Vista, and Flagstaff.
And finally, we'll throw it over to meteorologist Conrad Zapinski with our full weather forecast. Good morning, Conrad.
Thank you so much, Joe. And our main weather today is brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. Has a large variety of ammo in stock, custom Damascus knives, fishing supplies of all kinds, concealed weapons classes, and a full line of Dragonfly UV tackle, plus the latest in ultraviolet tackle. Call today. So lots of nice and clear weather to start our Tuesday. It is middle of the week. Lots of nice weather in the region. That's not going to last long, as there is a lot of showers now in Canada. Most of that's going to continue pushing away of our region, but taking a look just south, closer to Ohio, Pennsylvania, those showers are going to continue to push north, and they're finally going to make it into the region by Tuesday night, and then into Wednesday. Expect some showers and even some thunderstorms throughout the day on Wednesday. Some storms may be on the stronger, and so we'll have to keep an eye on some of those storms throughout the day on Wednesday. But overall, we're going to be in the clear by Thursday. Finally, sunshine will be returning. First, we need to deal with those higher dew points. That means it's sticky, it's feeling pretty muggy outside, just standing out there for today. Same thing for tomorrow, but then by Thursday into Friday, and right in time, perfect timing for the weekend. Dew points are going to be on the lower end, so it's going to feel a lot more comfortable. It's going to feel really nice to just stay outside and enjoy the sunshine. Winds are a bit on the breezy end. A couple locations coming in. Some stronger wind gusts closer to the coast as Rockland is coming in with a 9-mile-per-hour breeze. Waterville's coming in with a little bit lighter winds at 8 miles per hour. Same thing here in Bangor. So it isn't too breezy yet, but later on today it will. Those waves are also on the higher end, so be careful. They'll continue to rise. They'll continue to get higher and higher as those wind speeds start to increase. So if you're out and about enjoying the waters, be careful. Take extra precautions on that. Same thing with the fog. Any morning commutes, driving, take extra precautions. Leave extra early because there is a good amount of fog all across the region. But then temperatures are going to rise. The last several weeks, I'd say temperatures were above average. Then we were closer to average, but temperatures are really going to rise out there. Today, we're going to have really hot temperatures in the mid-80s under a mostly sunny skies with those breezy winds like I mentioned, and our extended outlook does show rain back by Wednesday. Same thing, coupled with thunderstorms mixed with that throughout the day. Then we finally clear up by Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
My heart is breaking for our seniors in Maine. Joe Biden and the Democrats have made everything that we need to live more expensive. They are driving up inflation, driving up the cost of heating oil and gasoline, and keeping our border open with Mexico. We know how to fix the these problems, but we need to make a change. Governor LePage needs a partner in Washington with common sense. I want to bring common sense, Maine common sense, back to Congress. I love the people of Maine. I love our state, and I want to help.
I'm Bruce Poliquin, and I approve this message.
Bathfitter doesn't just fit your bath. We fit your life. When a normal day is anything but normal, we fit your schedule with our unique tub-over-tub process installed in as little as a day. When high quality is the only quality that matters, we fit your standards with a lifetime guarantee. Bathfitter. It just fits.
Now, with $600 off a complete bath system, it fits your budget too. We've never had a promotion this big, so call or click now.
Thursday night on Fox.
Here we go.
One of the nation's most historic programs looks to light up prime time.
I'm coming for number one. I'm coming for number one.
Sean Clifford leads the Nittany Lions.
Wow, touchdown!
In an electrifying Big Ten matchup against Aiden O'Connell and the Boilermakers.
Are you kidding me? It's going down.
Penn State, Purdue. Coverage begins Thursday night at 7 Eastern on Fox.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Potato salad is one of those dishes that, although we eat it all year long, it's most popular during the summer since it's cool and refreshing. But now that summer's coming to a close, we have a version that's perfect for the cooler weather. It's baked potato salad that's served warm, and boy, is it ever good. We begin by baking 4 to 5 potatoes until they're fork tender. Once they are, we let them cool slightly before cutting them up and placing them in a large bowl. To that, we add a container of sour cream, some sliced scallions, a good amount of cheddar cheese, some melted butter, a little salt and pepper, and everyone's favorite, some crumbled bacon. We toss everything together, then spoon this into a casserole dish before baking it off. And whether you serve this with burgers or a slow-cooked pot roast, it's just as fitting. Yep, it has everything we love about a loaded baked potato in the form of potato salad. So don't wait another minute. Head over to our website and type in loaded baked potato salad. I'm sure you'll be glad you did. I'm Howard of the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a potato lover's way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
And here's a look at some of the upbeat stories making headlines today.
A Florida woman, Addison Bethay, lost a leg in a shark attack and says since then Taylor County has held fundraiser after fundraiser to help her with recovery. More than $12,000 have been raised. Bethay says she's still learning small tasks like walking around the house. She'll soon have a prosthetic leg with the help of a nonprofit. It's truly cutting-edge technology. The University of Tulsa has partnered with a local landscaping company called ROARC to deploy robot lawnmowers on campus grass. Landscaper Brody Townsend says the robots are kept in check by perimeter wires and are painted in school colors. And a Nebraska man broke the Guinness World Record for paddling a giant hollowed-out pumpkin downriver for 38 miles. Dwayne Hansen spent years growing the 846-pound pumpkin. He named her Berta. He chose to take it down the Missouri River because he says it sounded like a cool thing to do. It's been done before. The last record was 25 miles. Hansen says it wasn't easy, and he probably will never do it again. And those are some of the other stories making headlines on ABC 7.
Fright could be a delight, maybe $1,300 worth if you're willing. Dish Network thinks 13 could be your lucky number. The satellite TV network is hosting its third Stephen King movie marathon this fall, and it wants one horror fan to watch 13 films based on King's books. The contest winner will wear a Fitbit to track their heart rate and watch them all in the dark. If you're the Fright person, you'll get $1,300, a swag bag, and plenty of popcorn. The winner has all of October to watch the 13 films. And that just about does it for the final hour of our show. Thank you for watching. We'll be back here at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning for the latest in local news. You can tune in for ABC 7 News at noon with Susan Farley, and tonight at 6 with Beth Jones and Peter Dubois.